we're happy to be joined by Gabe Davis now, who had a very busy morning down in his native Orlando area, down there in Central Florida. Gabe, thanks for joining us. I know you were doing a back-to-school backpack drive down there in concert with the Disney people. How did it go this morning?
It went great. You know, the kids were happy to receive their Nike bags and the clothes that were in it. Just happy to be able to give back and be a positive influence around where I'm from.
And give us an idea of how did you choose? How do you choose these kids? Where do they come from? How does that come about?
Well, we partnered up with Disney, and Disney built a Boys and Girls Club out here in Pines Hills out here in Orlando. So I was able to get with them, and we picked out, obviously, the one that they built to be able to give back. I'm also doing another thing with the kids back in Sanford where I'll be giving them some Nike gear as well. But I was born and raised growing up in the Boys and Girls Club and being around that kind of environment, so I wanted to do that for those kids.
Yeah, so that took place today at the Walt Disney World Clubhouse of the Boys and Girls Club of Orlando there. So Gabe pitching in on that and kind of the guy at the forefront of the donation effort. And so you jam-packed these backpacks with, like, a lot of Nike merch. Is that the deal?
Yeah, we got some Nike bags, and we put some merch in there. And I would also like to give a big shout-out to the guys of the Bills who had helped, Cole Beasley, Deion Dawkins, and Matt Milano. Those are all guys that contributed to be able to make this happen. I also have other guys that Kenny Gainwell and Tre'Quan Smith and guys like that also helped me as well with the process of this.
Yeah, you've been busy.
As well.
You've been busy, Gabe, with last Thanksgiving, first responders in your hometown there in Dayton, Sanford last year. You gave them Thanksgiving meal. You also gave a financial gift to your high school team to help them get to the state championship last year. You really do. Have you made it a conscious decision to stay connected with, Daytona and Sanford throughout your life? Is that going to be your home base for the foreseeable future, or are you going to, because a lot of guys just decide they're going to live someplace and like go to the West Coast, they go to L.A., they go to Arizona, all of these places. Are you going to stay connected to Daytona, Sanford your entire life? Is that your plan?
Yeah, no matter where I'm at, I'm always going to try to help the community that I was around and that I was from. Obviously, help communities outside of that as well. But I have a lot of connections, like I said, with the police department. I have two friends that are now, one's the police in Daytona, the other one's the sheriff, going to be a sheriff in Sanford. And we don't know those guys go through every single day, and we wouldn't know what to do in those type of situations. So I try to show support to those guys. And then also with the kids around the community, I was that kid in that community that wanted to be a professional and live out my dream, and I want to be that positive influence to those kids around there, because there's so many kids with talent and opportunity. They just need to know that as long as their mindset is to where set on their dream, and they don't stop chasing it and until they get there, then that's my whole goal here, is to just be a positive influence to these kids and know that they can do whatever they want in life.
So when you're getting ready, as you have been, on this break since minicamp, working out in Florida in January is one thing, Gabe. Doing it in July, I don't have to tell you, is a much different animal. What is it that you love about the humidity down there that you need to train in your native Central Florida when it is just coming off you and you need about 3 towels to wipe up after you're done?
Oh, yeah, definitely got to bring a change of clothes by the time you get done with the workout. I know Isaiah Hodges came down here last year. He was talking about how hot and humid it is, how it's so different. But I feel like, Florida it prepares you the best way, because obviously it's really hot, it's really humid. It really puts your body in that situation to where you really have to fight through some adversity every single day. And I feel like that best prepares athletes. That's why I feel the best athletes come from Florida, because we train in this weather year-round, and we're able to prepare, and we're able to compete at a high level when it's 95 and 70% humidity.
Gabe, Chris and I were just talking about the way your season started last year. You caught the first pass from scrimmage of the entire season. It was a season unlike any other in Bills history. It was a lot of fun to watch. And you were really the reason the Bills were able to go 4 wide, because of the surprising presence you formulated for yourself right from the get-go. In a small, abbreviated offseason, you really carved out a role for yourself early on last season. Thinking back on it now, the way the season ended in the AFC Championship game, what sticks with you about last year?
that we have a great team, and we got a lot of great guys on that field that we can put in, whether, it's 4 wide or whether, they go 11 personnel. Whatever we do, we're going to be great at what we do. And we have great guys on the field that's going to make big plays this year, and we have a great team this year. We reloaded, got a lot of good guys, and I'm just ready to compete every single week with these guys. I got a lot of trust in them.
I know, we haven't really, Bills fans certainly, haven't seen much of Emmanuel Sanders in a Bills uniform and, in the scope of this offense. What can you kind of share with Bills fans as to what they should expect from a proven veteran like him who is so versatile?
He did a little background story in front of the whole team about himself, and he was talking and kind of giving a motivational kind of speech as well. And I'm going to tell you right now, Bills are going to be in for a treat for this guy. I'm so happy to have him on the team, a veteran that has played many great years in the league, and just another guy to learn from. I learned from Smoke, I learned from Bees, Andre Roberts, Stephon Diggs, and just having Emmanuel Sanders on the team is just another great asset that I'm so happy that we have, that we brought onto the team.
This is a different kind of offseason than you had last year. You actually are going to have a chance to play in a couple of preseason games, if not all 3 of them. How differently has it gone so far? A week out of training camp, how has the OTAs and the rookie mini camps, all of that stuff, how has that been different this year?
Oh, yeah, it's been real different. Obviously, we were able to actually see each other in person and get some hands-on work with our coaches and be around each other. And I actually enjoyed it. It was awesome. Being around the guys, you're with them all year and you kind of get a break from them, but then you miss them once it gets around that March area. And you're like, man, I'm trying to get back and go play some ball. And so I was happy we were able to do that this year. But, last year taught me a lot, and I'm so happy I was able to work on what I was able to work on to get better at the places I felt like I didn't get better at to be a better receiver.
Talking to Bills wide receiver Gabe Davis here. And, Gabe, I know that you guys – respect and love Brian Daboll, your offensive coordinator, and you want the best for him. And, we all know he was disappointed he didn't land a head coaching job in the league last year, but secretly we're probably all pretty happy that he's back. Knowing that he is, it's year 2 for you in this system, but it's year 4 for a good balance of the guys on offense with him. How nuanced and detailed and being able to adjust on the fly can this group be with him, even in the course of games, like series to series? He wants to change something. You guys can seamlessly do that. What kind of advantage does that give you guys as an offense, you think?
We can just play fast. And Dave has a great mind, great offensive mind. He's able to draw up plays, and we're able to execute them at a high level. And, you got to have some high football IQ to be able to play in this offense, and we all do. And I'm so happy to have him as my OC. I love him to death. He's a great OC. He's a great coach, and he's a great, he's a great influencer as well. So happy I'm with him, and he's the best.
I know it's very early in the preseason, the off season, but coaches go into a dark room and they study not only their opponents but also what they did a year ago. Have you gotten any insight as to where the Bills' offense might want to expand into or do differently, or how is it going to change from last year to this year, if at all?
We had a great offense last year. Watching back, obviously there's always some things you can fix to make it a little better. But we had a great offense. We just got to be able to execute at a high level for the weeks to come. And, everything will fall into place. We got a lot of guys we got good plays, and we got coaches that are going to make the right calls. And so we just got to execute. There's some hiccups here and there, but we'll change those, and we'll be coming back ready as ever.
So, Gabriel, I know, you obviously got a chance to blossom in your rookie season. One guy who was forced to watch it was your draft classmate, Isaiah Hodgins, who, by all accounts, had a pretty good camp in his own right before they elected to shut him down with the shoulder issue. So what can you say about what maybe fans should expect to see from Isaiah, not only because of his skill set, but because he's probably chomping at the bit after not getting the opportunity to play last year?
Oh, of course. Obviously he has that chip on his shoulder. He wants to prove that he can play in the NFL. And I feel like when we watch him at practice, we know he definitely has the ability to do so. And he's a great player. I can't wait to watch him play this year. Happy he's still with us. I know that shoulder injury kind of kind of messed him up, and that'll mess a lot of guys up, having to sit out your first year in the NFL. But I know he's going to come back stronger as ever, and I'm ready to watch him play. He dedicates his life to the playbook, and he knows what to do, and I know he loves ball, and I can't wait to see him execute.
Well, I imagine you're chomping at the bit, too, to get rolling here, Gabriel. So we thank you for the time. Get back out there in the humidity so you're ready for that Week 2 game at Miami. It'll be a piece of cake for you.
It'll be a breeze.
Thanks, Gabe.
Thanks, Gabriel. Appreciate the time. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, guys.